Saab. They were way ahead of the times. The company was known for its aircraft, cars, defense, and security products. In its prime, they offered a nice alternative for the typical BMWs of the era. Let's look into one of its most iconic models. In the late 70s, Bjorn and Val, the lead designer, completed a masterpiece that would morph into the 900 Turbo, a design that continued with the big upgrades to include a total production life of 20 years. The 900 version utilized this design, with modern changes to the exterior-interior layouts. They included a deeply curved windshield improving driver visibility, curved dashboard allowed easy reach of all controls, ergonomic control placement based on use importance, doors featured an undercutting sweep that met the undercarriage, creating a light, solid seal when closed. The B engines were installed backwards with power delivered from the crank towards the front of the car. Power was sent forward, then transferred down and back to the transmission using chain-driven primary gears. The transmission was integrated to bolt directly to the bottom of the engine, forming the oil pan but using separate oil lubrication. Let's dive deeper into the B202. It was introduced in 1981, part of Saab's H engine family. The 2-liter or 1.985 cc's inline-4 dual overhead cam included a 16-valve design. Engine management was a Bosch LH Jetronic. Turbos were Garrett T3s and then switched up to the Mitsubishi TE05s later. This engine made 160 to 185-ish horsepower and 255 to 270 torque. OEM exhaust notes were something to admire as well, similar to the stock G35 coupes in the early 2000s. The 202s can be seen as the Honda D-Series for Saab. Bottom ends can last for a long time, even with original timing chains, ignoring the GM era. There was also an SPG out there with allegedly 1 million miles. Crazy. Suspension refinements were also something to note for the time. Front suspension used a double wishbone setup. Rear suspension featured a unique beam axle design with 2 watts linkages. This setup allowed for a quasi-independent movement, enhancing stability and control. Wrapping it all up, the design alone is something that belongs in a museum. This was mass-produced and quite bold to also attach aero and attempt to bring it into the 90s. Whatever you all think, Saab was doing its best to maintain relevance while continuing to pioneer in engineering achievements. However, high production costs, small customer base, and an aging model lineup made it difficult to compete with large automakers. And let's not get into GM's mismanaged acquisition. That's a whole other story. Anyways, that's all for today. Peace.